summoned by some of its very own.
Well, hey guys, it's been a while having us over at your place.
Sounds like also when I'm doing the makeup right there, it'll feel like someone's sitting on the bed, because it'll do.
But you gotta remember, this one, when she started out, she was also had a lot of that. Remember, you were like, oh, I want to say, but I don't know if I'm right, and then she's gotten better.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely very off and on eerie feeling in a way.
We want an unbiased investigation as well. If someone's close to the situation or close to somebody who may have passed, we want to make sure that what we're picking up on is not just wishful thinking.
Some of it just kind of hits closer to home, so just knowing that everything's okay, basically.
Just go down there, open up, she'll be listening.
Because of the personal connection, will the findings be too much for Sara and Miles? A return visit is also made to some of Endeavor's previous clients.
Thanks for having us stop by as we happen to be in the neighborhood. So, but no, you sent me a couple months ago an update about something that you discovered.
Also, a surprise visit is made by one of Endeavor's previous investigators.
Okay, well thanks for coming out here. It's been a while. I met with you and Jeremiah back in, well, it was winter time. I don't know what happened, but I mean, what happened to this guy?
I don't know. I wouldn't say I lost my passion for it, but I kind of lost the will to do it.
Overcome with sadness. The house is yellow without.
Really, for some reason, I couldn't place it, but I was drawn to that.
And some of the frustrations in the night as we were in.
When we first arrived, it became a perfect time for water, and I'm excited for...
The idea of spirits underwater or actually in any other element is...
It was cool, had a lot of emotions in the beginning. I did feel things when I...
So what's all going on tonight?
Well, as you know, the general about it, Sara had approached me and said that she feels her and Miles are ready for us to come in there and do investigating one of our own. You know, it's not new to us. We've done that case in point, Kim and Jason. So we investigated them in two different places that they lived in. So this would be a first for Sara and Miles to investigate them at their place. She wouldn't tell us too much. She wanted us to come in cold, which is good. She's definitely big on the spiritual too. So she said we'll see how it goes to see if we want to do more of all spiritual or probably do scientific too. Of course, we're going to have our stuff running anyway. A lot of the activity does circulate around their daughter. So been working on that too. It's a nice case. It's local, you know. So that's good time to time.
I'm definitely interested in going into it kind of blinded, not really knowing exactly what's going on.
All right, we had another opportunity to investigate one of our own. This time, Sara and Miles wanted us to investigate their place. And it's been a while since we've seen them, or since they've been on an investigation, so it'd be nice to see them again. For this one, Carrie was able to join, and Jackie as well, as Aff and Scoot couldn't make it on this one, and also Kim and Jason as well to set this one out. they're wishing us luck, and they were hoping to also see Sara and Miles. I think Jason had said something on the lines of something about he misses Miles quite a bit, so hopefully I'll be able to see each other and we'll all be able to join same time at same location some point.
This is my second investigation. It's cool to meet Sara and Miles and Jackie. I'm still nervous about being new. I don't know what to expect. Also a little concerned on how to deal with it, since I'm going to be working with these people and we're also looking at their house and their family.
Well, hey guys, it's been a while having us over at your place. Has anything actually happened recently since you first told me about coming over?
She's noticed little things, yeah. She actually had the recorder last night, and got some things on it from overnight and everything. So
Stuff that dogs would have probably reacted to, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like
Normally they would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Normally when they hear something or somebody knocks on the door, they'll bark or be excited, and they're not reacting to it, which is just weird. You know. She said she felt she was touched on the face one time, like when she was kind of half sleeping, half awake.
Yeah.
when she's putting her makeup on.
Yeah.
Okay. Any of that kind of stuff happened to you guys, or just her?
No,
I haven't noticed
just
anything.
her. Yeah. So.
It just started when we had some things brought into the house. So,
which, as I said, we're going in cold, so she's not going into too much detail about these things. But,
yeah. So it's primarily downstairs. So
when I was here before, I never got anything threatening.
No,
anything kind of
no.
negative.
Nothing
It's
like
usually
that.
when you think of someone of daughter's age, you think poltergeist, but it's not like
no,
that.
No, it's
nothing like that.
nothing
It's not like it's welcomed, but
Yeah.
It's not anything anybody's
we have a
scared
feeling
of.
we know what it is. But
Yeah.
But-
Well, because Kim, hers was unwelcome. She wanted it gone, so we did a cleansing after the case. So if it comes to that, or escalates, if it ever does, there are resources.
no, we think we know what it is. But yeah, I mean, last night she said she's all getting the recorder out and everything, put fresh batteries in it, and all day today she's been listening to it off and on, and listen to this, what do you think, you know? So
Ghost hunter in training.
yeah, she's upset because she can't go on other ones with us until she's 18. So
Well, on
she's
this one,
interested.
it's exception because it'd be ideal special activities circulating around her, keep her here. So I'm glad that she is part of this one.
Yep.
So, all right, well, we'll go in then and go and do
Sounds
what we do
good.
best. Cool.
This next case we're going on, I'm actually very excited for. It's been a little while since I've been on a case, so it's good to get back into the swing of things. I'm excited about this case because we're going into it pretty much blinded, not really knowing a whole lot about it, so we can really start working our own skills and seeing what we ourselves pick up on without being told a story behind anything. Or looking forward to see pretty much what happens and what I can pick up on.
Okay, so what mainly happens that you can tell us about in here?
Well, in the mornings, I'll be doing my makeup like right there and everything, and I'll just feel like something's watching me, and it especially happens when the closet door is open. And then one night, like I used to have my pillow down here, and I'd sleep by the window, and when I was sleeping, I was like this, and then I felt like it was like that against my pillow, and I could actually feel the pressure of something being dragged against my pillow. And of course the dogs were already asleep, so I didn't think it was them. So I was like, okay, I'll just sleep that off.
Just some things going on in the basement and our daughter's room, just wanting to get some validation on a few things that have happened, and some of it just kind of hits closer to home, so just knowing that everything's okay, basically. And so Miles is kind of sitting this one out, and just gonna go on to the next part of the session and see what happens.
Also, when I'm doing my makeup right there, it'll feel like someone's sitting on the bed, because it'll do. And you can actually see a little bit of pressure.
Okay.
So that's mainly what happens.
Anything that ever freaks you out? Anything that you feel is coming off negative, or you've
it becomes more of a peacefulness or a positive energy?
I don't really know, because I get it feeling like if I can't really see something, I don't feel too sure about it, so I really don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah. It's always really the best advice too. If you don't know exactly what it is, stay on the side of caution. Okay. Anything else that you can add to it?
No, I mean, she had the recorder last night going, and we listened to it. She listened to most of it, and heard some things.
Don't have really anything noticeable upstairs.
There's nothing that's gone on out there either. It's this room.
Okay.
So closet in this room.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and do that. And Carrie, you're able to join us on this one. So thank you for showing up here. As Jason and Kim they couldn't at the last minute, and then Af and Scoot couldn't either. They wanted to, but this is a nice size, anyways. You don't have a huge place where you need to break off into different teams, especially if it's concentrated in.
It's definitely concentrated. The recorder was on her dresser here last night, and obviously she sleeps over here, and Bubba the black dog, he sleeps with her, and then Lucy, this is her bed. You know, so she gets her bed.
Couch.
Yeah. So she gets her blanket and everything, and at 9 o'clock they know bedtime. They're ready to go. They're standing waiting for her to get done brushing her teeth and such.
Okay.
They come right down here, and Bubba gets on bed with her, and Lucy comes over here, and they don't move around and listening to the recorder, from last night. You would have thought that the dogs would have noticed the noise, and with it sitting, where was it, right about here?
Yeah.
Okay. It was right about here. Was the door open?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So it was just, I don't know.
Okay.
You never experienced things before?
Before April?
No.
Before Grandma and Grandpa Jameson came down to visit?
Okay. Sarah's daughter Kira and Sarah herself and Miles too wanted us to kind of figure out what was going on there, like who it might be. They just want that validation, and because Sarah has picked it up, she's sensitive herself. She has a pretty good grasp of who it is. Just kind of wanting us in there just to kind of confirm what's going on. And for this one, since the sensitivity to it, Miles will be kind of standing down on this one. And he talked to me about it. He said, man, I don't mean to dodge or anything. He says, Miles, don't worry about it. It's all right. I understand his decision to stand down on this one. Primarily it's going to be up to the team, but that's because we want an unbiased investigation as well. If someone's close to the situation or close to somebody who may have passed, who could be going on, or who could be there, it can make it a little more difficult. We want to make sure that what we're picking up on is not just wishful thinking. So, okay, from this point then, do what we normally do. I have to go over it with you, you know it. And do the setup, and get it going here.
Okay.
Does any kind of activity come through in dreams? Do you have any weird dreams? Do you wake up weird?
Well, I had this one dream, but it was, I don't know, I'm getting off 11.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I don't trust my own any skills, I'll be honest. But I just felt dizzy, and I felt like the bathroom door was moving, but I think because it's bent, it just had at the bottom, there's a little part that's off.
Yeah,
it is it's a fun house effect.
Same with this door. We actually, last weekend, we had Herky, the yellow lab, in there. He actually broke that door. So
I got
nothing
chills,
weird.
But that was just because it looked weird, and I'm like, wow, am I dizzy, or
it's
is it
because
moving?
it was work when we moved in.
Yeah.
And I'm not really fixing it.
No.
So
I understand. So no, I don't know if it was anything other than I know that the door felt like it was moving, but I don't think it was, because I'm like, the space isn't moving.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, especially with newbies that come into this group that aren't sure of what's going on. Even if it sounds off the wall ridiculous, some people, remember, we're all crazy. We all need to be put in a home.
Well, I had the chills, and I'm going to tell you I had the chills, and I just the door felt weird to me, but it's just the door, so.
Yeah. That part, yeah, but chills and the rest of it, you gotta pay attention to that and still blur it out there because
I'll
it
let you
can
know.
be something, yeah.
Yeah, definitely say something.
Yeah, no.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say
if you notice anything, just say
Oh.
something.
Yeah.
It's better to say something than to.
But you gotta remember, this one, when she started out, she was also had a lot of that. Remember, you were like, oh, I want to say, but I don't know if I'm right, and then she's gotten better.
Yeah.
So.
I blurt stuff out now.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's a great response. Audio in here, the pod right here. We have EMF on it. The motion lights, which again, remember, once those light on, because they're sensitive to light, they won't come on, so they're automatic. So once the light goes off, so see, you can just keep going. See, and then they'll come on. So EMF on that as well.
I was a little bit interested in the fact that she was saying that she was in on the bed and she felt the movement, so
Yeah.
that'd be really cool
That'd be good if we
catch
cut that, or the impression of somebody.
Right, sitting down, like
Sitting
putting their
down.
hand out, yeah.
Alright, gave the opportunity for Carrie and Jackie to investigate the first round. Went down there, did a typical EVP session.
Is it okay if we sit on the floor?
Yeah.
I'll put my back to the... And you have my permission to touch me. To make noises, that would be cool. So I know you're here. And we've been asked to come here just to document for the family, to have an outside person document that this is occurring.
If there is someone here, all you have to do is walk in front of that flashing red light to let us know you're here. At any point in time, you can touch one of us to let us know that you're here.
I know I don't know her name well, and I know you can tell I don't know her that well. I know you're smart. But from what I can tell, she smiled at me out there. She was very friendly, very warm, very welcoming. And I like art. So whoever's here with us, she's awesome. She seems to be everything anyone would want a daughter, a granddaughter, a niece to be.
Went from like the hot to like now it's like what the room was, but like almost like you're not really out of breath, but like.
I felt a little bit like that when I said my heart was racing upstairs and we went upstairs. I felt something like that.
Yeah. Alright, so when we went downstairs, that was our first EVP session for the night. And not a lot really happened, but what did happen was mainly in the closet. I'd went in there and I was sitting there for a little bit and I felt like downstairs it's really cool compared to upstairs, and it was cool for a while and then it got really warm after a little bit. And
the one question I think we're all afraid to ask, are you somebody else? Totally unrelated, but attached. Getting a really calm feeling.
I got really hot and felt the tinglies. I noticed a shadow that was to the left of the entrance, and it kind of like popped out from the side, like really slow, and then it stood there for a little bit, and then it just kind of was gone.
Going downstairs, a door really pulled me to it. I had chills. Still don't know what to think of that. And going down there, it was pretty slow in the beginning of much going on when we were alone, just Jackie and I. Did you know Kira? When she was very little, I see pictures up there. She definitely was her mom's joy and light. I'm sure she still is. Saw pictures of her kindergarten graduation, pictures of her with her two brothers.
Just me.
Thank you for letting us know if we just walk in.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Had much going on?
Not really.
And I had a similar feeling when I got the tingles down here earlier when I was watching, I know, the infamous door. When I came up, my chest was heavy upstairs.
Right, and there that's kind of how it goes as well. So we're wondering if it doesn't actually just stay in this one room, if it can move around.
Okay.
Other guesses, does it spend a lot of time next to Kiara?
Like, is it attached to her in some way?
Well, I was gonna say now that I'm back here, unless you guys want to continue on and carry on, because I can do something with Sarah while you guys finish. But otherwise, if you finish, we'll take a kind of a break, and then.
I think we're
I think it's cold for us right now.
right.
Okay.
And maybe a new person.
They said not a whole lot had happened in that first session, so we'll kind of brief Sarah on that situation and what happened, what didn't happen, and then we're going to go back down there and I'll be joining them as well. The IR camera downstairs, the camera that we had set up on the dresser had moved by itself. I didn't want to jump to conclusions and say it was automatically paranormal. Of course, we have to go investigate that further to see what could have happened there. Okay, so that moved. So
It's definitely moved.
yeah,
So is
it's
this
not
one.
even anywhere where it was. But Kira, when you saw it, was she even getting up yet? Was she? No?
No, she was still on the floor.
That's creepy.
Okay, I'm definitely have to watch that back.
Creepy in a bad way. It's just kind of, it's unexplainable.
Yeah. It'll be one that we'll have to. What should be easy about it is because we have that one covering it, we'll be able to watch back on the playback and see when it moves.
That's really cool.
Because Carrie was the closest to it. She was moving, trying to get up as well around that same time. So very easily could have been her snagging the cord. We're going to go ahead and look at that and play that back. So theoretically, we should be able to see it turn by itself over here, and I can examine it later, see if I stepped on a cord maybe, because I know there's a cord. Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't really get our hopes up on that one. It was debunked as Carrie did move the cord, which tugged on the camera, giving it a spin, about 45-degree angle or so over. So, but we were on that. It's disappointing it wasn't the real deal, as we did have a couple instances of cameras kind of moving by themselves in past investigations. This one would have been the Holy Grail, moved that much, but of course it was human-made, not paranormal.
Went downstairs in the basement to check everything out, and in the very beginning we weren't getting very much, and then went to the bedroom and sat down in the center of the room and just sat there for a little bit and
Asked a few questions, and every once in a while I get the chills, but it could just be the questions I was asking produced them.
Yeah. And then we took turns. She was in the closet first, and want to tell about any experiences when you were in the closet?
I had no experiences in the closet.
And then we switched, and I was in the closet, and it went from, obviously the temperature difference. Mm-hmm. So up here it's warmer, down there it's cooler. It went from cool to warm, up here kind of warm. Mm-hmm. Definitely very off and on eerie feeling in a way. Your stomach's being twisted into a knot. You were actually had a theory.
I want to be really respectful of you guys, so it's really odd for me to talk about what my feelings are, but I get the feeling sometimes it's up here. I think it's really attached to Kiara. That makes you cry. I don't know why. I don't know who it is, but yeah, I get a feeling that it's attached to you. And the only time I got chills down there is when I said, are you trying to protect her? Do you miss her? Do you care about her? But again, those are kind of, I'm an emotional person, so those are kind of things that could have gave me chills anyway. But I theorize that it's around you, sometimes even not down there.
That makes sense.
All about the emotional sorrow thing?
Yeah.
Roll with it.
Can't go any further with it, that's all I have.
Going forward, once we go back down there, if you get more or whatever, because you're in the right area for that part of it.
I just felt very heavy in the heart, especially when I was standing with family. But also when I asked certain questions downstairs. Towards the end, though, I was up here. I had no feelings once I came up here in the end.
I think we'll do something that's a little bit different, but not too far off of what we normally do. But take turns asking questions. Just go around in circle. I did one, so Jackie would do one, and Sarah, Kira, Carrie, and back to me. We'll just do several rotations.
Are you trying to give one of us a message of some sort? Are you a family member of the residents living here?
Done by motion. Is it more than one person here?
Are you a woman?
Are you attached to Kiara? Does it bother you that we're here, not part of the family?
I think the whole asking questions in a circle and each person having to think of a question is very good. It was a very good idea because it definitely helped with being more outgoing with your questions.
Did possible illness, disease, or something involving health? Did you suffer anything like that? Alright. For audio, we have a dog in here.
That's a dog. Come on, Turk, get her. Get her. Sorry about the dog.
Are you afraid to communicate with us for some reason?
Chills.
Are you afraid to communicate with us for some reason?
Got chills. Got chills again. Are you getting them, Jackie? Or they're intense?
A little, not really.
Okay. Okay.
What was
Audio recorder blinked. Let me check on it. Make sure it's not just a dead battery.
What are you picking up on, Eric?
I want us to be feeding off of each other. So, any initial feelings or anything that match up to what I'm about to go into, I want you to use discretion.
We're not gonna respond to it.
Yeah. Because I don't want it to be, just because, oh, I see it, I feel that too,
Yeah.
When I had walked in here, and this is what you were, that's why I said roll with it, Carrie, because when I had walked in here, there was pretty strong sense of sorrow and sadness. Like the kind that, of a mourning, like someone's mourning kind of thing. I'd walked in and I had to fight that off because I, didn't want to look like a fool and be like, and just but, there's somebody here with that and it's attached to them. So I know the difference. It wasn't me. I didn't walk in here with that. Female, definite female dominance, that is here. And wouldn't mind using whatever you think that was brought into the house, if it's still here, to pull it out at any time from this point on towards the end of the investigation or whatever, in front of a camera or whatever, use as a trigger object. If that's possible, Sarah.
That's up to Kara.
Okay. Okay. So that's what I'm getting thus far. Kind of standoffish just a bit with this many people. That's how she is. Definitely more of a
I would say, in a way, a protector, at least a watcher. A watcher, I guess, is a good way to put it. Doesn't mean any harm, but I think there is some truth to being able to follow her outside of the location, but it's mainly home base because of what's here. But has the capability of following her upstairs too. Stuff but again, doesn't do a whole lot. Where this is kind of like Tressa's case. So it's like if she was in here and nobody else was, and we left our stuff going, has a higher potential, I think, of some form of physical manifestation versus if it was just Jackie, me, and Carrie in here and nobody else. So that's my portion for now. We'll go more on the spiritual. But if you want to grab whatever it is, Kiara. Yeah, it should be on that camera now, so it should be. Alright, so for kind of validation for me, what I did say thus far, I'm holding back on some more, but what I did, was there some stuff doesn't match with some of the stuff?
The health.
Huh?
The health part of it.
Okay.
I think the morning would work too, because,
Yeah.
Does it does validate or does not?
it does.
Okay. What, for gender, it sounds like it is, right? Okay. We'll have Kira lay down, like if she was, going to, naturally. And maybe one other person who has a camera can stay in here and kind of help monitor.
Alright, when Kira and I were left in her room by herself, not a whole lot really happened. We asked questions, watched the K2 meter. Did you have any troubles with your appendix at all?
Did you have any stomach problems?
Towards the end of the session, we definitely got something very interesting. Was that you? Did you move at all? So did you move at all? And the pod one went off, and the motion sensors also went off at the same time. So that was a really cool experience, especially for it being like the last few minutes of the actual session itself.
I guess shortly before I ride back downstairs to check on them, Jackie and Kira were the only ones that were in that room for a while. Sent them down there by themselves. And nothing happened for about a half hour or so. They were asking questions, just seemed like nothing was going on. And then I guess before I went back down there to check on them, the pod 1 was activated, motion light, and the EMF meter had gone off at the same time.
I was not expecting that.
Me neither.
I jumped a little. Yeah, I was like, okay, and we're good. That scared me. I'm not gonna lie.
I enjoyed coming here. It's going to be a struggle in the beginning for me and the group to express my thoughts because I don't always trust them.
All right, so finished up that last session here, and I'm gonna do the teardown here in a minute. But do you want to share real quick what had happened?
So we were pretty much sitting down in the room. Not a whole lot was really going on. They were asking questions. Nothing on the K2 meter.
We were just talking about it, how we felt relaxed and calm and everything.
And then started getting stuff like just completely relaxed, just phase. And it was right before the downstairs lights were turned on. Is when what was it?
You and your terminology.
I know, I'm working on it.
Pod 1.
Okay, the pod one, it went off, and then the two, like, motion sensor lights went off, and, like, it was really cool, because we didn't have anything else happening, and then it went off, and then the two lights went on, like, automatically, and then not even a little bit after that, the light came on, and
Once the environment in that room gets to a certain point and then somebody gets up or is about to enter that room, whatever's in there, because that's what happened the first time when I was about to go down there. And that camera had moved, which you're still going to look at that, see if we can debunk it. But if it's legit, then that fits the pattern. And then this last time I was about to go down there again, then this happened. So
Would be really impressive. Sweet. It's
like,
in my house.
yeah, that's some of the better evidence. Yeah, in your house, of all places that we go to.
So, once Miles' mom had brought in some of Nanny's clothes and stuff, like sweatpants and sweatshirts, just, whatever. And Kara went through them, and she kept quite a few for PJs and stuff, and since that happened, I guess this stuff has been happening, so.
Well, wasn't it Great Nanny religious?
Yeah, I mean, she was Christian, yeah.
Okay, because it basically started happening after I would, like, actually start to pray, that she actually made it to heaven and everything. That's when I basically started to notice it happening.
And then there's things like, we had talked to his mom about it last weekend, when she was here, or they were here, and stroking the face and stuff like that. That was something that she would do, or she'd, kind of sit down very politely on the bed, not just plop down, but just sit down politely on the bed.
If she wanted to talk to you, or just sit there and have a moment with you or something.
Yeah, so, I don't know, I just kind of figured it's probably mine, so.
Makes sense. I mean, the whole time it was here, just one. There wasn't multiple energies that I picked up on.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, a lot of places we go to, like 3 or 4. Very common number is 3. And dominance and a kind of a hierarchy of it. Not here. It's kind of seems so low.
When you said, like, mourning and everything, I was thinking that she was sad because if she was sad, that it would be the way that we had to meet her for the first and last time, for the state that she was in and everything.
She had a surgery that went bad, and basically gave her a stroke. And so for like the last 3 or 4 months of her life, she wasn't herself. She wasn't a vegetable, but she was, not herself. Coda was the only one, besides Miles, obviously, that got to meet her.
When she
was, outgoing, and she was fine, and all that stuff. So, and what's weird is that her husband passed away in the 70s, I believe, Frank Miles. He died from a surgery that went bad also. So it was kind of odd. So she wasn't ready, but she had made Miles promise her before the surgery, actually, before she even knew she was going to have it. You're going to get down here at least one more time to visit, before I die. And we did for Thanksgiving last year, and so then
like 2 weeks.
2 weeks later she passed away. So.
Did we help you with some of that stuff? Do you think you got validation you might have been looking for?
I think so. I mean, it was more for Kira than for anyone else.
Yeah.
Feel better?
Yeah.
You're not scared or anything like that. She wasn't really
I
scared
wasn't
before
scared
either.
because I wasn't too sure. Because if I can't see it, I'm not going to, try to make friends with it if I don't know what exactly it is.
You don't want to make friends with it, I mean, that sounds weird.
Okay, not make friends like, hey, how you doing? Anything like that. But
I've had some pretty attractive dancer girls from the 40s that are in spirit that want to follow me home. You're cute, even in death. All right, well, thanks for having us over. And like I said, it's one of our closest ones that we've had in a while. So it'd be nice to go home within a matter of a few minutes to my own bed. Like I had said to Kira too, and this goes for anybody who lives here too, especially if you have experiences as well, that keep an eye on it for the next few days, see if anything changes, anything increases, decreases, because even the act of just coming in, acknowledging it, can sometimes be enough to have the same effects as sometimes provocation would on other spirits. So if things change or anything, let us know as well. Otherwise, I think you're good. Nothing evil here. Any demon chasers that are under this, we're sorry to disappoint you. Because I feel she's accommodating to that. Like if you're having a bad day, if you're depressed, something's bugging you, and you might not have anybody. I'll put it bluntly, you might not feel you have anybody who's living that you want to share that with or talk to. Just go down there, open up. So she'll be listening. Anything else?
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll take our leave here. Thank you guys.
Super good to see you, man. Thanks for everything.
Yeah.
I'll see you at work.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. Yay.
No, I gotta remind you.
Cool. Don't be such strangers, Try to come over
I
here.
know. Now the
sometime.
coat is gone.
Yeah.
God. All right.
Alrighty, well, thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll see you later.
Bye. The audio, though, I must say, and all the years I've done this, it has been probably over 3 or 4 years back that I can think of that we picked up audio that clean. Not really a single EVP, really. There's one part where there's a voice, it sounded like a voice. That's also correlating to the time that some of us were getting chills. I was getting chills around that same time. The voice is inaudible. It's definitely not a Class A. You can't really make it out, but it does sound like there's something there. Other than that, the audio was pretty much how you would expect it to be when you turn on a video audio recorder in a room. You'd expect nothing. Several paranormal conventions throughout the nation, just like we've gone to before. Paranormal Endeavors attended several this year, more than we have in the past, actually. And on one of those trips down to Kentucky and back, I actually got a chance to visit one of our clients, one of our very first ones in the first case in southern Indiana. And I got to visit the Englands once more, as they had a very surprising, fascinating update as they were doing remodeling in their house. Well, thanks for having us stop by, as we happen to be in the neighborhood. So, but no, you sent me a couple months ago an update about something you discovered. Did you want to explain what was this?
Well, we found us out in the floor was supposed to be Jesse's room after whenever we was doing a remodeling project.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I thought.
Yeah. And who are these two?
I don't know. That's my grandpa right there.
Okay.
Actually, that's what Jesse's named after.
Yeah. What were your initial thoughts when you discovered something like this? I mean, it was definitely unique.
Yeah, it was.
I was just like, whoa. Because like this is the burial, the burial of the funeral, whatever. It was in my room. And it was underneath my room.
It's actually underneath your bed.
Oh,
bed.
Wow.
Cool.
So you're sleeping on top of this for
pretty much
a long time there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. 1954. Okay, September 10th. Wow. So as it's well known in the paranormal world, remodeling can elicit and spike up paranormal activity. It happens frequently. Heard more and more and more about this. And also, you can find some very unique and unexpected things as well. It's deteriorated a little bit, but it's interesting that it was right there, especially under your room there. But okay. With the remodeling, some stuff had picked up here. You said, but then also you found this on top of it. So just goes to show you never know what will happen once you change something or do additions to the house. So and then on top of that, there's this item you said.
Yeah, that was in there too. Trippy looking.
Yeah, definitely of a period, you can tell. There's nothing in it anymore either. Okay. Cool. Thanks for sharing that with us. Any other thoughts you have?
No.
Okay. Well, definitely, like I said, make sure there's copies of this, because we've had that kind of activity too, where something mysteriously appears, and then just as fast as it came, it disappears. So make sure that you have other versions of this made at least. So then, if the original, does do that, then you have something. So, all right. Cool. Thank you for having us stop by again. This is worth the visit. I'm glad that you're here.
Just coming in, can make anything up.
Yep.
Yeah. Anytime here, hopefully we'll have more remodel done. Next time we'll be in a little better shape.
Yeah. And so I did tell them to try and make copies of that if they can, to save that the best they can, because also with items appearing, also things appearing out of nowhere, things can disappear as well, in a paranormal sense, where they just disappear. So I told them to make as many copies of that too, and store onto that, because that's quite a treasure that they found. Okay, well, thanks for coming out here. It's been a while. I met with you and Jeremiah back in, it was winter time.
January.
Yeah. And you guys had signed on to state you could do another year with us, and well, I haven't seen that. Jeremiah's still been out of contact, and so I'd sent him an email or a message in writing, what was that, 3 months ago maybe, saying, all right, good luck with your life endeavors and all that kind of stuff, the Dear John, stuff. So, so with you, what's going on lately?
Well, I'm just still working in Ames, and I recently got promoted at my job, so I'm no longer a program assistant. I'm a program coordinator.
Oh, impressive.
So, yeah.
Congrats. You're no longer Ranger Rick either?
No.
Okay. All right.
So I guess I'm doing that for as long as I can stand it, and I'm basically applying for other jobs in other places. I really want to move to a big city, so I've been applying to jobs in various places around America, because personally I just want to get out of Iowa and experience other things.
So in the last case that you potentially, I was under the impression that you could have went on with Sioux City, and for reasons that we had kind of disagreement on, you didn't. And so I want to talk to you about that a little bit, because I don't know what happened, but I mean, what happened to this guy? It started out endeavors with us, which was awesome. We had our plans about what we wanted to do with it and where we wanted to go. It's grown quite a bit since then, March 2010, yeah. And I'm just kind of lost a little bit. I'm kind of wondering why you deviated or what. I mean, because helping people is more than just, oh, Eric can do it. Eric does it. Or, you don't need me to do it. You can do it. What would I do? Because that's what you told me in the text. I wasn't happy about. So.
Sounds kind of like a selfish.
Well, yeah. outside of the group too. It just makes me wonder, you know, is everything okay? I mean, your belief system changed. I'm just kind of wondering what made you think that way, because you can still be help. You're part of the team.
Yeah. I don't know. I think starting to do, like when I was going on new investigations and actually being an investigator, I kind of, it didn't really scare me, but like, I don't know, I wouldn't say I lost my passion for it, but I kind of lost the will to do it.
Okay.
Like, I believe in everything, and like I believe in the afterlife and ghosts and things.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I don't really want to mess with it that much anymore. Like I kind of just want to leave it alone. That's kind of, I don't know, my stance on it just kind of changed a little bit, and that's.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's more honest.
That was just me throwing an excuse out there.
I know. I knew that. I knew that too. I was just like, this is really a piss poor excuse. All right. Well, that was. I have to say, it was unprofessional on that part of it, which you should know.
I won't
know
argue.
better.
I won't argue that point. I am sorry for that.
Because it was a case where the client was almost, she's wanting to move. She's wanting out. I mean, it was very serious. It was one of our classic priority cases, and not being able to count on you, it was, yeah. So.
Yeah, and at the time, like you were mentioning personal problems I was having or anything, I was kind of having some girl issues.
Well, I have those too. I'm single now. It's just I'm good.
Hey, so am I. Oh,
awesome! I just didn't need that. So I'm too busy with this also, but the drama that some of them brought on, and more than just the time of the month. So still on that same walk where you're just like, I don't know if I do the ghost hunting part of it so much more, but your other passion, going switching behind the camera instead of in front of it, that you'd still consider time to time if you're free, and I give you a heads up and you can come along.
My passion for video has been unraveled.
Okay, well that's good. I was like, don't lose your belief in everything. You know? Oh, mini DV suck. But well, that's good to know, because we can still use, because we've kind of done it in a way, because Robert Dolph had helped us out for a little bit. Clay Smith helped us out in production for a while.
One good referral I gave you.
Yes. If you do help us out, it'd be great. So nice seeing you again. Thanks for stopping by.
No problem. We're still buds.
Yeah, so friend. I got mad at the idea of you for the excuse you gave me, but I wasn't like, okay, we're done completely. I don't want to see him anymore. See you around.
See you, Cheesh.